Okay. I need to get my head on straight, which honestly has become the norm, I feel like. I feel like there is a constant need, day to day, to get my head on forward. Oh, good lord. I think honestly we take this out. What else needs it? Because we have far too much leather. We don't need extra on that. No, that's also pretty good. No. What do we need more of? Honestly, I mean, we have so much XP from everything else. Do we truly need it there? I would rather have more emeralds. I feel like that puts us at a better advantage. And we'll toss that in there. Sure. Honestly, everything else is not really that full with much at all. So we'll toss that in there. Sure. Everything else can stay. Happy birthday to me. Not yet. I gotta wait a month. Roughly. I think we're down to like 3 weeks. I've lost count. What I do know is that I should have had a meeting with Phelan on Monday. Instead, he was nowhere to be seen. So that's awesome. No mail. It's also awesome. Suppose we see things are around, or see if things are around? I don't know. Is that thing still up? Yeah, okay. Do need to restock on blood as well. Always. Okay. My issue is no one... Best one stocked magical blood. Best one was good at her job. Okay, I'm being mean to Celica. Celica does a great job. We need meat, but we do a great job. No, that bears with it the reminder that I... And that was so awkward. Why did I... Okay, why did I do that? Okay. Hey, Celica. I view you as a very close friend. To the extent I view you as family. You're like a little sister to me. Or a big sister. I don't know. And she... What did she say? It was something like... Why are you there? She said something along the lines of, oh, well... I guess we'll see when I toss out my flowers. And here I am, roseless. Now, what the f... Okay. You know what? I don't even... Sure. Returning home, give me what you wish to get to Feswin. I think she already went home, so we can clean that off. Why? That wasn't even remotely where I was looking. I don't even know what that was. I'm really hoping the Rose Festival. Great. Awesome. Wow, cool. Just clean up after yourself, close doors, dusting, etc. I took that sign down, did I not? Because I really feel like I took this sign down. I went, oh, I think most people are closing doors, dusting, etc. Instead, it's back. You're in need of netherite. Please see Lady Celica. End expedition. There's no way that was Monday, right? Is that where the headmaster was? I'm gonna throw something. Headmaster, please put kingdom updates. Yeah. All vampires must participate in kingdom building. Contact Rosalind. Demon Heart needed ASAP for reasons. Leave in storage. Some things are better if I don't know them. Go to kingdom building in a bit. I want to check the 3 notice boards that are constantly of importance to me. Because why not? At least gets me a daily walk. I'll never deny that as a half-decent thing. Rose Festival this way. No, it's not. Yeah, there's that one again. Contact Dante in regards to scheduling next 2 weeks. Fleshy, Fashion Club, also for hire. These can go in there, because where else am I going to put them? I guess maybe it would be a good idea to start carrying signs around with me. It's at least not the worst thing. Is that one still up there? No, it's not. What am I doing in the library? Nothing. What is that? Is that the... Ah, don't tell me. Why? What? What are you doing? Okay. It's awesome how many supernatural entities just kind of pop up around this school. Oh, such as the invincible action shot. Okay, well, never mind on that. That was nearly 2 weeks ago. How have you not taken down your signs yet? It's just irresponsible. Good day, Your Highness. I have something I must report to you. Alright. Where might I meet you? Great. Talk about Celica, I suppose. Alright. Making my way to the dorms now. Wonderful. As am I. I'm gonna just enjoy a nice morning walk, afternoon walk, early evening walk. I don't know. It's something. Another portal pathway that way. Or this way. Who knows? Okay. Presume she'll be on her way up to my room. Know where else she would be going. Which means I should probably clean my room up. It's been pretty rough.
Your Highness?
Yes.
May I come in?
Go ahead.
Ah. I see.
I'll make us a space.
Of course.
So what's going on?
All right, well, yesterday, Pulowski found a book in, I believe, our mail area where we keep our book and quills. And these are the contents.
Immediate release. From the desk of High Chancellor Cassian Cambion, oh boy, for immediate release. A joint declaration. Let it be known that in this matter, Court Cindralune and Court Cerulean speak with one voice. The recent violent actions of Gar Ondine are a stain upon the honor of his house, and we name them as such without hesitation. Pardon? We affirm Morella Ondine as the rightful heir to Cerulean and place in her our trust for the days to come. The fate of her court and of Everthorn rests now with those selected to stand within the halls of the Academy. To Court Solmera and Court Bloodwyn, we extend this call. Stand with us in judgment that the path forward be made plain and held in common. The years of old have had their say. What comes next shall be decided by those who bear the charge of it now. This is the will of the people, and it shall not be set aside. Signed, High Chancellor Cassian Cambion, Crown Duchess Morella Ondine.
Quite a bold declaration, I must say.
Indeed. You said Willow found this?
Yes. She said she had found it with the books near where our mailing boxes are.
Was it just on the ground?
I did not ask her for many details. Unfortunately, there was other matters going on at the moment.
I see. Is it just Willow and you then that have seen this?
We are, to my knowledge, yes. We are the only vampires who have seen it. As for Court Cindralune, they do not seem to be surprised by it at all.
Love to see who delivered it, but
I would myself.
do you know if any other, well, I suppose if Somnera got it?
As far as I'm aware, I actually ended up... Let me, I guess, go back a minute. During Adventuring Club, I had been asked by Pulowski to return to the dorms, where I was handed off the book. When I perused its contents, I was noticeably shocked. And since I was already in a space for Adventuring Club, the others had heard. Solmera seemed a bit confused. Cindralune, not so much.
Was there anyone from Cerulean?
No.
What actions? This is such a like nothing statement.
I suppose
Let it be
some
known.
context.
Okay, so it's a public declaration that they do have an alliance. Great, not news. Recent violent actions of Gar Ondine.
Yes, that is another thing I wish to report to you.
We affirm Morel Ondine is the rightful heir to Cerulean. Why are you, as Court Cindralune, doing this? Why are you writing this to me?
If you will allow me to explain.
Sure.
I was... As myself and Professor Charybdin have an apprenticeship of some kind, she allowed me to know that her family had recently been slaughtered, and it is believed to be at the hands of Duke Ondine. And it's likely that it is not an isolated incident. It would seem that there are other families that have been hit as well, though who exactly I cannot be certain. So, apparently this has been an ongoing conflict. And now I believe that those who are attending the school are forming a faction against the Grand Duke.
How is this remotely our state? Okay, so Duke Ondine is supposedly linked in with executing a family or families. How does this link in with needing to affirm that Morel is the rightful heir?
I believe what they are trying to do is essentially form an alliance against the Crown Duke. They are attempting to affirm that they believe that Morel is the rightful heir to Cerulean, and that, for lack of a better term, Gar Ondine should stand down. At worst, it is a civil conflict.
Sounds like they want more than just for him to stand down. The years of old have had their say. What comes next shall be decided by those who bear the charge of it now. They're putting it as vaguely as possible, but it more so sounds like they want the old out and the new in. They're trying to say...
Hence what I meant by civil conflict.
How is this not a Phelan problem? How is this a Cindralune problem?
It is likely because they are allies. They are attempting to rally the other courts in to support them so that the transition between leaders is more smooth, perhaps. Though what it truly means is possibly they are attempting to pull us into a conflict that we have nothing to do with.
Indeed. I'm also, again, curious as to why Cassian is writing this, because if they need help in a cerulean conflict, if this is to secure a rightful heir to cerulean, why would Morel not be writing this? Why would Cassian be taking it upon himself to be trying to...
Well, I find it would be, I suppose, ill-mannered of me to speak of one who is not here. I believe he has something of a savior complex.
That or more malicious, honestly.
You believe he's hoping that she'll fail.
I believe that you can play both sides to come out on top either way. Evidently they take... I suppose I need to find the right way to word it, but... I feel like there's a sense of malice or literal interpretation on matters. Mainly thinking back to Cinder and just, I suppose, conversations I've had. I don't see a reason that he... why are you making this statement? Why are you...
And what exactly does he have to do with this?
A member of Cindralune represents them. He's supposedly some of the best of their best. That's why he's here.
I see.
And so, with experience... I mean, this is a public statement, evidently, if it's being placed in a matter where Willow can find it. Eventually it works its way up to me, of course, but it's a public statement. It's not even directed to me. It's to Court Solmera and Court Bloodwind. We extend this call. Stand with us in judgment. He's trying to apply public pressure, which means he's already playing one game. I don't doubt that he's playing another.
I see.
He's already the head of the winning court.
I do perhaps see it as a call to arms. They want us to be embroiled in this conflict with them as a show of allyship.
Call to arms that
However,
we don't have. What, are we going to submit Marjorie and Sabrina and I guess Mateus on occasion? I would assume Cerulean has an army, do they not?
Cerulean does indeed have an army. In my research, a quite formidable one.
Us 2.5? We got this. What could he possibly be intending to gain here?
There's also the question of, is this just them at the school? Or is the entirety of Cindralune backing this? This could have dire consequences outside of our little bubble here at Everthorn.
I believe they already wanted to. If they are condemning Duke Ondine, if they are calling for every other court at the school to join them, stand with us in judgment, and that they apparently want him out of power, they are staging a coup, are they not?
In essence, yes.
Why would you put it in writing? I've put stupid things in writing. This is staging a coup in writing. This is...
Indeed.
This
it
is
a
bye-bye, go
declaration of
home, no more summer
rebellion.
camp. What are you... Why would you... Why would this not be a meeting in person?
Summer camp?
I'm just saying words. Bye-bye, go home, goodbye, summer camp. I don't know. I'm just seeing if it sticks. Why? What did... This is the will of the people, and it shall not be set aside. Morel is the second signature on here.
Indeed, it was likely High Chancellor Cassian's idea.
What a brilliant one. You can't just slander the Duke of Cerulean, whether you like him or not. Evidently not, but you can't just stage him or slander him and then try to stage a coup. That's why would you not call a meeting
Not to
between the four
mention,
of us? Why would you not? Not one book of, or not one bit of this book makes sense.
that's not to mention no mention of any crimes or any reason as to why
precisely.
he is
The
to
only thing I'm
be
hearing
moved out of
is
power.
from you that reportedly, according to you said Charybdin,
Yes, Professor Charybdin.
reportedly Professor Charybdin's. I don't mean to disrespect the Fallen if they are, but supposedly have been executed, supposedly by Duke Auden. And that's not even written in the book. Are they just assuming I know this? Are they... What is this for?
At the very least, it's a very half-baked attempt to possibly
This isn't
appeal to
something
the other
half-baked.
courts.
If I wrote a book like this, I think Augusto rises to power in my name and I'm exiled from Bloodwind.
One of your Viscounts.
Indeed. You're right. Okay, so brilliant use of the opportunity. Brilliant use of, you have, well, besides one court of note, you have every heir here, not hair. You have every heir here. You've got every head heir. Brilliant use of
Heirs
the
do have
opportunity.
lots of hair.
Correct. Great use of the opportunity, but also you have immediate access to Phelan Thorn. And whether I like him or not is a different ordeal, but this is a Phelan issue, is it not? This is, if they think that Duke Auden is doing something, that is his dominion, not ours. We cannot punch up. That you cannot. That sets the standard that, what, next we can punch up, take the sovereign on? Kick my father out of power?
Is that what you wish?
No. But if that's the standard we set, if we can just come together and throw off the balance, what could he... Not one page of this makes sense. Have you verified or compared signature? Like, this isn't a joke?
Unfortunately, I have not had the opportunity. As I said, there's matters that have come up.
Matters?
It's personal, I suppose.
You don't trust
Fine.
me in person? Okay.
It is not that I do not trust you. Do you trust me?
Indeed.
Then I see no reason why not to share. I suppose there's a non-zero chance that myself and Willow are possibly related. Which is ridiculous and out there, I know, but it's made me realize recently that I've been fed a lot of lies growing up. And I don't even know if my memories are my own.
Does that mean that... Is Willow affected by the curse as well? How did she fall so off the rocker when Selk is mostly straight and narrow?
So I suppose I've been distracted.
Is there anything I can do for you on that matter?
I believe
I already intend to write home in the next day or two. If there's anything, documents that would help, that I can have Augusto or Delfino fetch. If clarity is what you're looking for.
I was going to go myself. Not back to my estate, but I suppose if you could write to them to see if they could find anything relevant, that would be most helpful.
You're going home without informing family?
If I try to inform them, they'll likely try to suppress any information that I need to find. It goes beyond just Willow. Apparently, there's been lies fed to the Solarises as well. Lady Artoria's family. Allegedly,
I have no
50
idea who
Martinos
that
were
is.
involved with them too, and I don't know what's true anymore, Your Highness.
When do you plan to leave?
Likely next week. Not immediately, but only for the midweek. It'll be in and out.
How long do you expect to be gone?
Only about 3 days.
Would you allow me to join you?
You would do that?
Matter of protection, I suppose.
Do you feel unsafe?
I feel you may be, at least off of how you were describing it. I also believe that our store of information would most likely be better than anything that you would be able to find. I also have
see.
things I need to check in with regarding my father, or at least Tavian, depending on who I can get a hold of. I can make sure that you're safe and, I suppose, tucked away. We've got guest rooms. Get you off the train in what a cloak, escort you to the main castle. You'll be out of your family's eye.
I see. Thank you, Your Highness.
Of course. I can talk to... I suppose Rosalind. No, she's home as well. Light. At minimum, if I can at least be there for the evening, I can discuss with Augusto, Tofino, Tavian, whoever I can, again, get my hands on, and make sure that you're kept safe for your duration. But I may need to return early just so that things here don't completely fall apart.
You needn't do that for me, but thank you.
I believe it's what you would do for me.
I see. Speaking of, Your Highness, I apologize for the delayed response from the festival, but I've had the time to mull over what you had said. And while I was dealing with the complicated situation with Willow and all of that information, I want you to know that I do care immensely about you, Your Highness, regardless of your title, regardless of the person you have been brought up to be. But I need you to be honest with me. I cannot be advisor to somebody who does not want to be advised. I know that a captain goes down with his ship, Your Highness, but even as your first mate, I intend to sink with you if that is what I have to do. Hiding the truth from me is not protecting me.
This in regards to the
But
prior meeting with Phelan.
yes,
I promised you it wouldn't happen again. I intend to keep
and
that.
I believe you. Which is why I intend to give this back to you.
Give it back.
No, that was a horrible way to phrase it. I'm giving that
say, you
to
didn't
you.
even pick your own?
No,
I'm
no.
scorned.
I have 29 others if you want them.
How many people did the entire festival view you as low?
I picked those myself.
Now I feel rude. I only gave you one.
That is not the point I am intending to make, Your Highness. With me possibly having more family out there and having new family now, I want, as I said before, to do the best that I can for this court. And I do not say that as a servant. I say that as your friend, as your right hand, as your family.
Thank you.
I do wish to return the trust that you have placed in me, and I want to put my trust in you.
I'll continue doing my best to make sure that it's deserved.
As you will. Regardless, as long as I can manage to make it back to the capital without my family knowing, I should be able to get the information that I need. Specifically, I need to figure out anything about this curse, any possible relationship between my family and the Pulowskis, and any possible connection Bloodwind may have had with Cerulean in the past 300 years.
Suppose I'll need to figure out the politics of at least bringing you in.
Indeed.
It will happen regardless because I am Prince. It's just a matter of who I can get to actually help.
It will be alright as long as my family is not informed. Because, as I see it,
has a reputation.
Understood.
One that I've at least seen firsthand past, but if I remember correctly, you came here expecting worse. The DiMartino name is known, is it not? At least floats.
It is.
So I would have my concerns with keeping you too openly in the castle. I know that I can at least trust Tavian, Augusto Delfino. Curious at least what my father would think, as he ranks above me, so what his word would go, ultimately. I won't leave until I'm sure that you're at least well in the hands I leave you in, but I suppose I would need to talk to our sage. I was considering I could try and set up a meeting there, but I don't know really much about him at all. I almost try to keep it that way. He's always had a air to him, but
As most sages tend to. In my experience, they tend to be the eccentric type.
Rosalind shocks me. She's good at it, and she's not.
She's decently normal.
Depends on the day. Just, I suppose, depending on the time you're there, and I suppose the vibe in the atmosphere, I can see what I can do for you, but at minimum, I'll make sure that you have safe lodging, you're kept quiet, and Tavian will see to you. Or at minimum, you'll have Delfino, which, good luck, but he'll probably just check on you for food often, or you might catch it.
He'll ask me for food. Do you starve him?
No, if you need food. He's a worrier.
I see.
But I'll make sure that you're home safe, regardless. Suppose, in order to not take too much more of your time, would you like to advise? I've got a few ideas, and I'm sure you do as well with this book. Curious to hear your thoughts.
Indeed, I will. Well, my thoughts are currently drifting to if we're moving towards an allyship or if that is a line we wish to pursue. Ultimately, if we wish to strike while the iron is hot, that would mean getting embroiled into a civil conflict, which I believe it would be far more detrimental to Bloodwind than anything else. However, suppose that a civil conflict does ensue, and suppose that one of the two advances to the throne. A lack of allyship is something that those in power tend to remember. They remember who brandished their swords for them and who did not. While I believe it would be better to stay neutral at the current time, while we designate more trains of thought to it. I suppose there is a bit of a benefit in showing our support, if not non-committally.
That comes with the worse edge. If we do end up needing to withdraw that non-committal support, I almost argue that that would strike worse, no?
There is indeed a possibility.
My rough working thought. Somera is called out as well here. And I had a meeting with Sol Katarina. I was intending to run a draft by you for a treaty.
I see.
I've mentioned it a few times before, so I figured it was something to actually bring up with her, and she was open to getting a treaty similar to what Cindralune and Cerulean have. We don't have anything signed yet, but I have her verbal support as well as her action.
Would this be a decree that you intend to go public with?
It's something that would be kept quiet between our courts.
I would advise that be the case.
Cerulean and Cindralune had. However,
Indeed.
then, since they're called out here as well, I may try to reach out to her, see what she's thinking on it, because if she's intending to join them, I think almost I might just try to advise against. B, can't be the last one out. If they're already
Indeed.
they're already on a war path, I don't want to be the next in line solely because I didn't sign up for their arms race.
I do believe that consulting with Sol Katarina would be beneficial, and if there is a formal agreement to be made, it is better to have it be kept quiet. If it goes public, it's possible that Court Cindralune and Cerulean will see it as an us versus them.
Indeed. It is something I've been making movement on, which is part of the wrench here. I've been speaking with Morel casually where I can, trying to form a relationship. I don't think it's a instant sync. I don't think it would be as seamless and flawless as it is on paper, especially now, but allying with Cerulean would be easy once we have Solmera on paper on our side. It's a matter of math.
Indeed.
But this is difficult.
It does put a wrench in things.
Seems like Cassian beat me to the punch. Except he's swinging much, much larger.
Indeed. A public declaration of a coup of all things.
It's just treason. You can't...
It is. And this has far more implications beyond just Everthorn. As far as I see it, Court Cerulean has an army at their disposal. And I believe Court Cindralune doesn't even have an army.
That's why he's putting it into word. He's got to rely on... We have a standing force. We have knights that depend... we depend on to... supposed to protect us. They're not... It's not impossible if worst come to worst, but we're not a warring society. We don't send out soldiers. We don't have a billion knights on retainer just to send out to a war on the Duke.
Indeed. This isn't something that you need to hot-headedly run headfirst into, as the High Chancellor seems to be doing.
Of course. We have been cold so far because this is the first I'm learning. I mean, Morel mentioned some interesting ongoings at home, but nothing that would... This is insane.
Well, other than the, I suppose, acts of the Grand Duke that are coming to light, there has also been notable infighting between the Crown Duchess and her heirs. At the very least, from what the other duchesses have told me, arguments between the three of them about the direction of the court are quite frequent. So it seems that the positioning of Court Cerulean is quite unstable as it is.
Right. Do you wish to join for a meeting between myself and the Soul? Or would you rather notes afterwards?
I would like to be in attendance if I could.
I see. I've just reached out to her.
I see.
We'll see.
I suppose I could stay a little longer.
Hmm. Done. Not that book. Will you follow me to Kingdom Building?
Yes, Your Highness.
I ask as if the answer would be no. You, Kingdom Building, gross.
I do not understand why you believe I would reject you.
One day you're going to, and I might clap.
Is me saying no to you a clapping matter?
We are going to go through the Nether.
Do you not know how to use it?
No, it's a matter of proximity. There's a party at the hot springs right now.
Our hot springs.
Indeed, I did give permission for that.
I see.
Because it's right near our warp stone, which is not what I want to take.
Ah.
Matter of, I suppose, privacy.
Indeed, it may be better to not invade it, so to speak. Though they do have walls that separate them.
I don't want to perhaps run into them trying to leave the hot springs. If they're maybe changing at home or something, I just don't want to throw that risk in the air. Regardless. If you'll fly to my manor.
Of course.
There's a zombie on the chapel roof.
There are a lot of things on the chapel roof. I need to put lights up there.
I'm on the top floor balcony. Ouch. Ignoring the mess.
I miscalculated my height.
This is not the right floor.
Do you have a cat, Your Highness?
Have you not met Mr. Tones?
I have not.
That or it's a fell folk breaking in, but... No, it's Mr. Tones.
Ah.
Lord Tones, if you want to be fancy, but... He apparently wandered into the property as it was nearing completion. And so Rosalind trapped him in my room and left fish in a barrel for however many days. He enjoyed it, and now he just kind of kicks it around here.
I see. I have a similar story. This little white-haired, blue-eyed cat apparently decided to follow me home. Sabrina believes that it believes I am its mother.
You know... Might see why.
Perhaps.
Let's see.
Are you looking for something in particular?
No, not yet. Well, vaguely. So far I have collected the Sea Monster books, at least copies of them that the Crown Duchess recommended. There is some more informative and some, I believe, more fictional.
I see.
I will be entirely honest, I haven't gotten the chance to sit around and read them. And I believe that the order of conversations I need to have is with the Soul and then with the Crown Duchess. Given that she's signed second on this, I'm curious her actual thoughts on it.
Myself as well. She seems far more demure, not the type to make a public declaration like this.
Indeed.
Which is why I'm more insistent that High Chancellor had a hand in this.
Precisely. I don't want to go in entirely uninformed. If you would be willing to, or if you, I suppose, agree on the path, I believe it may be a better division of labor to have you here read through the books either just for the cultural knowledge. I believe that one up top is one. I believe there's a bestiary. There's one that I think covers their general court structure, sort of their Crimson Doctrine.
I see.
You can read up on that and make sure I'm at least caught up. I don't want to be disrespecting them in an attempt to steer them away from a warpath. I believe Morel still has at least time to maybe back out and say it's a Cindralune problem before she charges into a civil coup.
Indeed.
And then I can just relay you what I speak about with Katarina.
I see. If that is what you must do, then I will be sure to read up on these books. I will try to summarize them later.
Of course. Very well. Thank you.
Very well.
I'm going to seal the windows so you're not freezing.
Of course.
It'd be a great day to have glass. Late. Good enough. Okay, Katarina. Around the building right now. I avoided the hot springs. Don't worry. But can fly back to meet you wherever. Wait. I cannot think of anything here. This just seems so all in all stupid. Why? I mean, page by page. This is... We could meet up at your machine. Sure. From there, I will take us to a proper meeting room in the town hall. Because Cindralune and Court Cerulean dislike the Duke. And we are... You can't disrespect on the first page of your big book. Not even big book, but I mean, it speaks loud. It speaks big. Without hesitation. How is this relevant? Fate of her court and of Everthorn. It sounds like her court is doing fine and you wish to de-seat it. And why does it matter on me, of Everthorn? It's like to just stand within the halls of the academy. What are we doing? And why are you pointing us out? Why are you trying to publicly shame us for not? And then the most vague threat you can write. Where did my umbrella go? No, hey, wait, where did my umbrella go? Am I blind? Where did... What? How did I... What? Where did I lose my umbrella? Huh? I need that. Did it get stuffed in a coffer? No, surely I'm just blind. There's no way. How did it... Where did it go? There's only so many places that my umbrella can go. I had it. I had it, didn't I? Flowery Vine, White Wool... How did... What? Not in there. Is it in here? Sure isn't. In there? No. I've lost my umbrella. How did... Excuse me. Nasty. Huh. People came back to purchase more. Here, I thought it was already a profitable Rose Festival, and then we're just... Hey. Okay. I'll take more. What the... Oh. Okay, well, I guess I'm... in bat form. I will escape. Great. Yeah, awesome. I didn't keep her waiting too long. Good evening. I've lost my umbrella.
Would you like to borrow mine for now?
That would be wonderful.
Typically I have a spare, but Tavali also lost her umbrella.
Well, as long as you don't need it. Come along this way. So I assume you have read over the same thing I have?
Yes, and it seems it is very widely and publicly available.
Got that same impression.
It was left in... interesting. In bookshelves at the notice board.
Awesome. Office. Ah. I'm not sitting behind a desk. That feels too formal.
I think it'd be funny to leave the chair sideways, but I won't.
You don't have to look at me when we talk.
That's impolite. I have more manners than that.
I'll live. Don't have to sit so far either. I don't bite often.
I just tried to match where you placed yours. I'm trying to keep things symmetrical.
Apologies, I'm stressing, so I'm joking.
No,
Right.
it's fine. I am rather angered by the book.
Glad we're on the same page. Because why are you publicly naming my court and trying to shame me for not taking part in
They're trying
a
to
coup?
publicly coerce us into helping, yet I have not had a single conversation to me from the Crown Duchess or the High Chancellor. But frankly, High Chancellor has no business in a case of a succession dispute. It should be the Crown Duchess seeking support.
Every page
And
of
yet
this has an issue.
she didn't even write the book.
Yes, exactly.
So she is becoming High Chancellor Cassian's puppet, is my impression. Quite frankly, to be brutally honest.
I almost want to speak with the Crown Duchess and just see how much she even saw this book.
That's my plan. Not necessarily about the book, but I was seeking to have a conversation with her sometime soon.
I've spoken with her a few times recently, just in terms of getting our courts in good standing. She's mentioned some family issues, nothing that would justify this. What are you aware of when it comes to why they're writing this? Because they don't mention much in here, if anything at all.
They don't mention anything in here at all. Professor Cribden had approached me weeks ago regarding the fact that the need that she needed to move her businesses out of Cerulean. I gave her permission to move them into Samara, and we got the tax documents in order. And she made me aware that Cerulean was going through strife and rough waters of sorts, and that she is nervous that he might seek out, the Grand Duke might seek out retribution against Della. She phrased it in a way that had to do with her businesses, but I doubt that is the case, given that a good portion of her family has been slaughtered. But as it stands,
heard the same.
he did not try to He did not try to cross our borders. Her family that resides in Somera is fine in Somera. Her businesses in Somera on our end have not been touched. So he has stuck within his court. And so that makes it a cerulean issue. Yet Cindralune is trying to push it into a wider thing where if they feel comfortable displacing a lord on the Concord, who's to say they won't do it to other lords?
Bingo. Good to see we're on the same page. What I was informed of by Celica, which I'm frankly confused as to how or why or when she learned, but she was told the same thing about the slaughter of Professor Krypton's family.
I will say, as it stands, and I don't support an entire family being wiped out, but her moving her businesses to Somera does not warrant that extreme of response. So it begs the question, what has the Kryptons done to warrant such a extreme display of hostility?
Should it have indeed happened? Because I've learned the written word around here, or the spoken word even, is not all that reliable.
I do believe her family was slaughtered. I do not think that is a question.
I see. Then what evidence do we have that it's done by Duke Undine? Or is it just... Again, this is way past my...
This is something that should be done not by the High Chancellor, but by whatever their title is, whatever title his mother has, and talked with the Sovereign and the Soulless. Instead, they are seeking us to side in what would be seen, by all technicality, treason to Everthorn, by overusing our power into another court.
It's an almost brilliant use of resources. They're around all of the heirs, but also you're missing the actual resource that has oversight on this, Thorn. You have Phelan here. Why are you going towards us when we... I don't...
If the Lord on the Concord has truly done something that requires him to be displaced, that would, in fact, fall to the Prince of Everthorn.
Precisely.
To the Prince of Everthorn and the Lords on the Concord. It would be a collective effort because at the end of the day, he might have the title of Prince, but Phelan Thorn holds very little power. But he is still our figurehead at the end of the day, and so there is leeway in that regard. But as it stands, I am incredibly insulted that they think it is acceptable to try to publicly coerce my court into accepting this.
Before even speaking with
Somera, us. I have no information. I had no information even about the Kryptons being slaughtered until today.
Yep, same here. I learned today. I spoke with Morel and I knew that there was some family drama, but that all seemed like it was...
They want us to just throw our backing with no information, which implies, honestly, that there's more to it that would make us inclined to not give our backing if they're not willing to give us the information and talk to us about it.
Because the other thing, the only information I at least know, the only thing that Celica could think on, the only thing that I'm hearing on your end as well, is that the Charybdins have had a very tragic loss. Their family has been executed. I feel empathy for it. It is not a situation I envy even remotely, and I'm deeply sorry for Charybdin, but what about that is sparking a coup? What about that needs Cindralune to affirm that Morel is the rightful heir? Where is the correlation between there's been a recent brutal execution and Morel might not be the heir? Or may not be chosen as the rightful heir? What is the correlation? I don't get it. I really...
Off the book, my first impression was perhaps the Crown Duchess lost her title, that she was disinherited. And that is why the Chancellor is trying to force her to get that position back. But even then, that is still a cerulean issue.
don't get it. Again, why is Cindralune writing this? Why is this from the desk of High Chancellor Cassian Gambian? Why?
That's my thing. I'm under
What
the
are we
impression
doing?
that because ultimately, if she wasn't disinherited, she is going to get the position of Grand Duchess in a matter of time, either way. But by trying to force it early, with Cindralune, High Chancellor Cassian supporting her, it makes it as if he got her the position, as if he's the reason she's in power, as if he has benefited her. It implies that she will be indebted to him. And so that brings up the concern on them disrupting the balance of the Concord.
And
Because
Cindralune's
it's
already in
going
the
to
lead.
make Cerulean. I'm not even talking about the lead for the crown, I'm talking about the kingdom as a whole.
Indeed. It's still something that I think plays in, though.
If Cerulean is completely indebted to Cindralune, they control Cerulean's army. And if they choose that they do not need the other two courts, they have the manpower to do it.
I overheard from Celica. No, I don't. So I suppose that's one flaw of mine. I'm not as familiar as I should be with the exact inner workings of every other court, or the most up-to-date information. Does Cindralune not have any form of army? Do they not? Because that is what Celica relayed. And I suppose I've been working under the assumption that they did?
I am not fully aware about their army situation, but I know based off the records in the library that, given the impression, the court that has the strongest standing army is Cerulean. Somera, yes, we have knights, and many of them. We don't send our knights outside our border. We have stayed neutral in any conflicts between other courts. We keep to our territory.
Sounds similar to Bloodwin. We technically have a force that we could use in the case of emergency if something grave came up. But our knights are for the actual territory. We're not a warmongering society.
We have categorizations of our knights. We have the guards specifically for our temples. We have the guards for the Solmera family. And then we have the guards that stand just within the towns and such to help maintain order. But these people are pledged themselves to knighthood and protecting their people, not to be used as fodder against something that frankly is not our business.
I'm not even remotely willing to help sign off on sending Bloodwind Knights off to be injured or die for a coup that, for some reason, Cindralune is starting with Cerulean.
Yes, like, they mentioned the recent violent actions of Auden, and then stress the fact that Morale is the rightful heir, but as far as we know, she's still heir, and that hasn't changed. And so I'm still confused on, I get the implications, but if you take just what is written, it's utterly stupid. It's, yes, that is in fact, that is, yes, she is the heir. Correct.
Wise.
This is something that, if they weren't going to speak to the sovereign of the Soulless about, at least have a meeting instead of, because they're not asking us to join them. They're telling us.
They're not addressing either me or you. They're addressing our courts. So they're trying to make this a matter of pressure within the courts.
As it stands, this is actually a topic of conversation with me and my court ladies. All of us find this insulting. They didn't give information. They never spoke with me. They also agreed it's not our place. So I doubt, as it stands currently, until I talk to the Crown Duchess, my answer is no until I talk to the Crown Duchess, and unless you can convince me. Because as it stands, it seems Cindralune is seeking a lot from her, and if she thinks they're doing it of their own goodwill, she's blatantly wrong. And if she truly believes that they are doing it out of the kindness of their hearts, then she's not fit to rule.
Well put.
Because if she's just going to be a pawn, what's going to make her any better than her father, who is apparently having these violent tendencies? Because if she's a pawn, that just means someone with those violent tendencies will then puppet her.
Celica pointed out that this is so unlike Morel in the first place. I'm not sure how much you've gotten to actually interact with her, but we've had a few meetings.
I'm hoping to speak with her more. I had been wanting to speak with her more once I heard that it was reported to me that her court was fracturing, because it would be, at the end of the day, beneficial if I could at least understand what's going on with her court. And it makes me dread the fact that I didn't do so, because now it seems instead the High Chancellor sunk his claws into him to reap the benefit of this fracture.
Indeed.
But at the same time, she is her court's crown duchess. She should not be letting anyone guide her decisions. She should be making them.
Of course. It's someone like her. She's not, I guess, aggressive like this. But nonetheless, this is, if the situation is this grave where you need to be staging such a thing, that is something you have to be brave enough to speak for yourself on. I shouldn't be hearing this from the High Chancellor.
Nor should he have his signature first. It says we share one voice, yet then the fate of her court. This should be the fate of my court. This should be written from her perspective, not the perspective of an outsider of the situation.
Indeed.
And ultimately, I think that the Cindralune potentially saw a chance to take advantage of the fracturing in Cindralune, and after all, they are in second place. So if, as it stands, if Cindralune doesn't win, Cindralune is likely to. And so if they make Cindralune indebted to them, they still maintain power.
I have my curiosities on what... Because realistically, this is... They don't... On one hand, they don't say anything directly. They never state that they want to stage a coup or take this to war or anything as heavy. They do heavily slander Duke Undine. And the final page of the book is listing that the years of old have had their stay. What comes next shall be decided by those who bear the charge of it now. Which is essentially saying we want the old guy out and our new people in. Whoever decides it will be whoever joins with us. So, as directly as they could say it without directly saying it, they have. Why, like, I don't think, regardless of anything else, I don't think I want to be on the side of people blindly putting in writing that they want to stage a coup. Or coup? Coup.
Coup.
Yes. I having this in writing
They
is
wrote
insane.
it in a way that if someone accuses of them, they can simply, oh no, we're not trying to commit treason. Don't you see? It's not written that way.
Naturally, but anything
having the
with two
implied
eyes
meaning
and
there.
literacy. Either way, I mean, you're slandering Duke Undine. You're creating allegations against him.
If they want to get Morale to ascend to her position early, then they need to take the recent violent actions of Gar Undine and publicly list and shame them. And if they are violations against the very natural order of the world that everyone, frankly, can get behind, if it is truly an abuse of power, then yes, take it to the Thorned Concord and the Prince of Everthorn Kingdom and have him taken out of his position. That is the way to go about this legally. Not whatever this is. Not pressuring the other courts to do what you want with no information.
I'm in awe.
But no, if this is truly what the Crown Duchess believes was the right course of action, then I don't think she's fit to rule. The High Chancellor, I can see him thinking this is the correct course of action because this is the course of action that benefits him directly. Doesn't mean I want him to rule either, because that proves to show that he's extremely manipulative and will prey on someone's weakness to gain the advantage.
I think either way, even if he's not doing this out of malice, if he is truly just...
No noble does goodness out of the kindness of their heart. Everyone wants something in exchange, and if he hasn't demanded something in specific from the Crown Duchess, then what he is implying to want is her loyalty. Whether she's aware of it or not.
Mm-hmm. But even in some ideal world where he's just that much an optimist, if he's some pure of heart savior, this is just... I don't have any better words than stupid. I don't...
Because he, as it stands, if they're wanting a united front, they massively fumbled it, given that they didn't speak to me, at least for the Samara stance. Rather, they leave the book in front of in our dorm. They left one of my mailboxes in front of our dorm, and they left them around the notice board, apparently in a bookshelf.
From what I hear, ours got left inside, so it's another concern of breaking and entering, but nothing new to the demons.
Initially, when I saw it, I had hopes that perhaps it was just left to you and me, but when I saw Lady Daphne, she was approaching me about it because she had found one outside. And then Lune Tavali mentioned there's a whole group of them standing around by Lady Celica, read it aloud to them in a large group of people.
The Adventuring Club.
And then Lady Luciala had seen it because she had read the book that was at the notice board.
Insane. I've got no words. Every bit of it, from top to bottom, is just pointless. Again, for lack of better words, it's just stupid. I cannot fathom what he wishes to gain. I mean...
I think he just wants to show that if we give in, that he has power over us, that he can convince us to do things by publicly shaming us.
Because realistically, this is already an issue bigger than just Everthorn. Because it is the... I don't understand fully demon court structure, but would Cassian not be second to the top?
I suppose so. I don't know what his mother's title is, but they do voting, so he was voted to ascend her. Which, given that his mother's son, I don't fully believe how just the voting actually is.
So already, with this book, do you not directly point your court at home against the whole of Court Cerulean? Is that not already the issue that Cassian has created?
I would assume he would have, spoken, and I hope he spoke to his court prior to just doing so, especially since, as he mentioned Royal Code, his people are the ones who truly have the power within Cindralune. But I do think that with their system, and given the context and applied situation, that they don't truly have the power, they just think they do, so that their family can stay holding the reins. In the same way that they are giving this choice to us to stand with them, phrasing it as a choice when it's more of a stand with us or you're against us.
Mm-hmm.
When we don't even know the extent of what Gar Auden has done to have a proper opinion. So if we were to decline and they suddenly have this list of reasonings of things he's done, it now makes us look bad because either we didn't have the full information or we had the full information and chose to disregard it still. I have not verified this information, and this information cannot leave this room. Do you still want to hear it? I mean, you cannot relay it to any of your court because it is something that was given to me in confidence by a lady of mine.
Of course.
I have been told that there are experiments underway within Cindralune related to mind control. And so his violent tendencies and such and his activities are likely linked to the mind control experimentation, since it was told to me that they weren't ethical. Not that I think any mind control experiment necessarily would be.
Wonderful.
So, for all we know, Gar Undine is amassing a mind-controlled army of sorts to potentially stand against the other courts. Or he may not. Maybe there is no mind control, and it's just something that was relayed to try to get us to agree. If you're in general, my information is very limited.
As is mine.
Most of the stuff I relayed to you is stuff I've learned today from one specific court lady. The others are also completely in the dark on the situation, so clearly they have kept the information extremely hush-hush.
You mentioned you're intending to speak with the Crown Duchess?
I desire, yes.
You seem to have a better grasp on your court. I still need to, I suppose, work my way around. I know that Celica is at least in agreement that this is utterly insane. But I need to get a hold of my own court first, make sure that they're all seeing to reason. If you're... Are you prepared for your conversation? Do you know?
I'm not having it today, no.
Ah.
I was going to reach out to her to schedule a time to have a proper meeting. At that point, I will come with my own preparedness of notes and such so I can adequately not let her have the upper hand if she is doing this with malicious intent.
It's about what I've got Celica gathering right now, so yes, fair enough. I'm trying to think of any move here, because at least currently we stand in neutrality, but
They're taking the option of neutrality away.
indeed. And the longer we don't say something or don't act, potentially the worse it'll look on us. Because again, why... It's an utter disrespect to be just immediately taking it to the public court.
I mean, another reason I can't meet with her tonight, even if I dearly wanted to, is frankly, I don't think I'm composed enough to do so.
I know I've at least got comfortable relations with Cindralune, so if Morel was handling this, I'm sure it could have been directly to me. Perhaps this is the folly of I don't have good relations with Cindralune here.
I have no intention to talk to the High Chancellor about this.
As do I.
This is not his place or business. This is Cindralune, and yet he's trying to force our hand to help them, and not Cindralune themselves trying to ask for our aid.
Mm-hmm.
They're becoming his pawns, simply put.
I just can't stand writing to our courts before us. This is not... This is just them playing dirty again. This is...
I'm just curious if the Crown Duchess has in fact seen the book, if her training is so utterly lacking that she truly thought it was a good idea. And honestly, if she does think it's a good idea, I don't think I'm ever going to support her as an heir. Because she's willing to put her blind faith in just another court who likely does have malicious intentions. That does not make a ruler.
It's rudimentary math there, yeah. I mean, There's so many more routes that they've got malicious intent, that they succeed through just doing this. They have way too much to gain. I don't know how you don't see that in the Crown Duchess's seat. It's I don't know. I am genuinely curious if she actually saw this or if...
I suppose I could talk to her tonight, but I do feel I'm just going to bully her. Or severely doubt her intelligence.
Perhaps it'd be better to wait then. I don't...
Because I do feel like they insulted mine with this book. So
It's not even a matter of disrespecting my intelligence. It's a matter of disrespecting my entire court, my stance within the court, my stance as prince, that you can't even write something to me first, that you're addressing me through the public forum. What are you... It's just ridiculous. You have no ground in any of this. You have no ground to call me out. You have no ground to call your court out. This isn't Cassian's game. This isn't... You should have nothing to do with this. I'm just... Okay. We're at least on the same page. That's... peachy. Suppose just keep me updated. I've got Celica doing some readings at the moment just to see if she's able to get any further information. Do you have any further plans on looking into this, or are you just preparing notes?
I'm going to get my information through the Crown Duchess herself, and if she doesn't give me the information, then she does not get support. If they're not willing to share the information, they don't need help. My court ladies have connections through multiple courts. I get information as they get it. I don't need to go poking and prodding to get it. It comes to me.
Suppose I'll... talk to the court members that I can find. See if they know anything, make sure that they're seeing right through what this book is. See if they know anything. And should you wish, we can reconvene before either of us goes off and talks to her. Because best case, unfortunately, best case, she's being played. Cindralune is taking the exact steps that they need to, or saying the exact right things that they need to hear. And they're falling hook, line, and sinker for it. And hopefully we can talk her out of it. We just need to be informed and ready to counter. Worst case...
She's the rightful heir. She doesn't need another court backing her to take the throne. If her father has done wrong, expose the wrongs to your court and ascend. You don't need to be in debt to another court to do that. Any head heir, if the leader above them proves themselves inadequate to rule and is going to destroy the court as they're ruling it, it's your job as the heir to take over them.
Indeed. Right then.
This seems points have been updated. Apologies. I'm going to get the numbers from her real quick and I can relay them to you.
Wonderful.
Cindralune's at 605, Solmera's at 563, Bloodwind at 547, and Cerulean has been demoted to last at 528. still a decent gap ahead.
Is
what
that you at
Cindralune
second
has.
place then?
Yes, it is.
Deserved.
I was curious if that, since Cindralune and Cindralune have been holding first and second for so long, if that's the fact that he targeted her, was if Cindralune didn't win and Cindralune did, it guaranteed that he still had power.
It's the other thing I don't like with...
Oh, I want to get the book from my booth.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to get you a copy of the book over at the flower picking, just to... It's flowers and meaning, at least with the festival, so if there's any meaning of it to Botany Club, figured it could be nice.
I can leave one within the Botany Club shelves.
I am realizing I don't have a spare book to copy this into, but...
Do you not? I do.
Perfect.
I will say, you should carry... If you
I
don't have
should.
the books, carry the supplies. It's much more... It's much less resource intensive or space intensive if you just carry the supplies with it. Oh, you gave me the book. Apologies.
There you go.
I didn't realize you gave me the... It's not signed. Do you mind if I sign it?
I can sign it just in case, so you're not attached to it directly. Go. There. Yes, it brings me some level of discomfort as well, because they have, Cindralune that is, such a wildly different, I suppose, set of ideas. And so wouldn't it be out of the question that they're making whatever desperate grabs? They know that they're already going to have a, if they win, such
yes.
different take on things.
If they're willing to make a grab for power this early on, without actually having the crown, I worry how much grab for power they're going to do with it. Solmera has operated under a Soulless prior to ever joining Everthorn. We joined Everthorn with us keeping our Soulless and our ways of life. So trying to strip it, there's no point of us being in Everthorn.
Do hope you enjoyed the hot springs.
Yes, they were enjoyable. Must say, the walk from the changing house to the hot springs is terrible.
What?
It's so cold!
Well, might be a vampire thing.
They're
then.
gone, so...
Yes, I tried my best to avoid it, just in case there was any... I didn't want to lay stray eyes.
But yes, the walk from changing... First, you walk through the snow. There's no missing the snow right here.
I mean, technically...
Yes, let me jump in a towel, Prince Ezra. How wise of an idea that is.
Yeah, I mean, you can hold the towel. Or, alternatively, your feet in the snow makes them a little colder, and so stepping into the actual waters will feel even better.
No. It is cold.
I'm just trying to look on the bright side here.
No, we did make our situation worse, though, because initially we came to here, but since there was 4 of us, we wanted to go to a bigger one, so after already getting drenched, we then stepped into the cold air.
Where there's another layer of snow.
Yes, freezing, I tell you, freezing. Very pleasant hot springs. Outside the hot spring, not so much.
I will raise your concerns with Lady Rosalind.
Oh, it's something people can deal with for the hot spring.
Well, again, good to know we're on the same page overall, but I suppose we'll have to see how things develop.
Mm-hmm. I am going to borrow some Earth Ichor.
I'm going to return you your lovely yellow mushroom umbrella.
Thank you.
And I am due to go speak with Sabrina. Safe travels.
Huh.
And pleasure seeing you.
Oh, pardon. What were you saying?
Just pleasure seeing you. Hey, that's progress, Ezra. That's... I almost said nothing. I almost backed down from that. Okay. Sabrina. I told her meet at the chapel, right? Right there. Just... Composed, Ezra. Composed. And she is not here. I'm waiting whenever you are here. Been sitting so much. Where do I even start with this? This is just... It needs time. It needs... time. That's... I can almost... I almost wonder how intentional it is. I mean, it's springing such matter. Maybe with the knowledge that such information is already floating around, stuff with the Kryptons. But... what are you doing? You can't... I've said it a million times. I don't need to state it to myself again. It's a matter that requires intense research and strategy. And...
Right.
Hello. No, you're perfectly fine.
Hello.
I'll make this a space.
Oh, perfect.
Go ahead and have a seat wherever you would like. I need to stand. I've been sitting, feels like all day.
Okay.
Did you get a look at any book of concern recently?
No. I don't think
Wonderful.
so.
What's your opinion on Cindralune?
I mean, there are a couple of people in there I enjoy, but otherwise I've got really no opinion, I guess.
And Cerulean?
I only really know like one or two of them well enough.
I'm assuming one is Paxton.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Paxton. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Solmera, out of my own curiosity.
They're like fine. I don't know many of them. Well,
Well, I implore you to. They are very nice.
hmm.
There is a book floating around
Right.
that I wish to bring to you
Okay.
before, I suppose, anything else, because it's a deliberate... I hesitate to use the word attack, but it's a
Oh.
attempt to try and spin other courts,
Oh.
to work at the head heir through their people.
Oh. About the other courts?
I'll read you
Not
the book
about
to
or yeah.
set you on the same page.
Mhm.
As I wish to be fully transparent on it because I believe that they're not being, and I think it's credibility enough. From the
Fair
desk
enough.
of High Chancellor Cassian Campion for immediate release. A joint declaration. Let it be known that in this matter, Court Cindralune and Court Cerulean speak with one voice. The recent violent actions of Gar Auden are a stain upon the honor of his house, and we name them as such without hesitation. We affirm Mirelle Auden as the rightful heir to Cerulean, and place her in our trust for the days to come. The fate of her court, and of Everthorn, rests now with those selected to stand within the halls of the Academy. To Court Solmera and Court Bloodwyn, we extend this call. Stand with us in judgment, that the path forward be made plain and held in common. The years of old have had their say. What comes next shall be decided by those who bear the charge of it now. This is the will of the people, and it shall not be set aside. Signed, High Chancellor Cassian Campion, Crown Duchess Mirelle Auden. It goes without saying that myself nor Sol Katarina were written or informed or called upon for any of this in advance. I learned of this through Celica, who learned of it through Willow.
Right. What a ridiculous book. It's laughable. What was that?
I truly do not understand it personally, but I must butt my tongue in the broad of it. Just to, again, make sure that we are on the same page, as it is a deliberate attempt to try and spin the courts to pressure their ruler. I think that alone is ridiculous, and that alone can be stated without any speculation. It doesn't say anything of what Duke Auden has actually done. It just says that recent violent actions are a stain upon the honor of his house.
Right.
We name them without hesitation, and then they proceed not to name them. They affirm Mirelle Auden as the rightful heir to Cerulean.
Right.
I will relay to you, although I cannot detail much. As far as we know, there's nothing concerning that she's not the heir.
Yeah.
There is perhaps... I'm not informed on the inner workings of Cerulean. I don't believe anyone besides perhaps Cerulean officials, and apparently Cassian Campion, the High Chancellor, are aware of. But from what is at least floating around and what I know, there is nothing threatening Mirelle Auden's stance as the rightful heir to Cerulean, so they're just throwing that in there for sport. That's speculation. I shouldn't state that. Ignore that. Strike that from the record, Your Honor. Again, they did not write to us or arrange any meeting in advance, so overall it's a disrespect to both myself, Sol Katarina, Court Bloodwyn as a whole, and Court Solmera as a whole, that they deem that they don't even need to speak with us or inform us. They think that we are fools. And well,
they're
again, I don't
ordering
wish
us to get in line?
They're ordering us to stand with them in judgment. I assume the judgment of Duke Auden's recent violent actions. And, well, again, I have a responsibility, unfortunately, as much as I would love to gossip. You seem a fun gossip. As much as I would wish to, I will leave you to come to your own conclusions about the years of old have had their say. What comes next shall be decided by those who bear the charge of it now. That seems perhaps a bit aggressive, and while avoiding saying a certain word, it seems to be alluding to one. This is not... Should you ever come to a position of power, Lady Della Rosa, I urge you to never put something like this in writing.
No.
Regardless of your station in life, whatever you may go forward to be, please never put something as grave or heavy as this in writing.
No. That is... I literally have no words. It's just... I'm flabbergasted because it's such a ridiculous... Like, there was no conversation.
I struggle to fathom it as
And
well.
yeah. But I hope you know, I like regardless of what happens, I'm standing by Court Bloodwyn
Of
and
course.
you.
That's why you make a good acting knight. Which does bring me to another concern.
Okay.
Both in recent matters and with this coming up, regardless of whether or not it actually comes to be anything grave, I want to have my own personal right to protection.
Mhm.
And I believe that it would be a learning opportunity for us both to look into perhaps some spars. I wish to bring Marjorie along for that as well.
Yeah. Of
I
course.
think the most fair spar we could do would be under the Love Challenge Honor. That's a standard. I mean, that was decided upon as standard
Mhm.
equipment. That being iron armor,
Yeah.
iron sword, iron axe, and shield.
Yep.
So I'll be looking into having that prepared. I believe we should have no
Perfect.
shortage of iron, but
Yeah.
as soon as I can, suppose, speak to Marjorie and find us an area, if you have any thoughts on an area, we can look into that as well. Honestly,
Okay.
the old blood may look down on me for it, but this is a nice open ground. This might be one of our
Yeah.
larger buildings to do it in, so that could be a route I'll think on. But
Mhm.
anywho, yes, if you run into any other members of our court,
Mhm.
urge them the same. Or I suppose check in with them on the books, see where they stand. Either direct them to me,
Okay.
or if you feel confident on dismantling this. I don't really want to make extra copies of it, but I hear
Okay.
there's plenty floating.
Okay. Perfect. Then I will let them know.
Wonderful. Do you have the umbrella?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. I don't know where mine went.
Oh, okay. Is that why you had the other one earlier?
Yeah. Yellow's not usually my color, but it worked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Is there anything you need to bring to my attention before I head on my way?
I don't believe so. I did. Did you enjoy the Rose Festival?
I did.
That's good.
Did you?
I'm glad. I did. It was
That is
good.
good to hear. It looked like you
Mhm.
were having fun. Yeah, you were there.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
I was a little late, but I was there.
That's why I'm struggling. Yes, your outfit was remarkable.
Mhm.
I think it worked very well on you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yours did too. And the fashion show. Oh my gosh, they did such a good job.
Indeed, they did. We have a phenomenal court working around us.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I will let you get back to your duties then.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Flawless dismount by the prince. I almost wish I face planted in the snow. At least I'll look into her research. I suppose swing by the dorms. See if I can't find any other vampires. Glad I'm not insane. I'm not taking the warpstone. Rosalind will get mad at me. We don't even have a Rosalind. Hello. If she's gone home, then we need to actually kind of savor the warpstones. But, okay. Ridiculous. I mean, yes, I'm glad it is just as visible to them as it is to me. Celica gets the baffling nature of it. Sabrina, even without context, understands the baffling nature of it. Katerina, with context, understand. Everyone is on the same page. I genuinely cannot comprehend what Cassian is thinking. Does bring me hesitation. Because if this is a false book... that's the problem. Enough of it makes kind of sense. Because, yes, they are allied. Yes, Morel has talked iffy about her father. According to Katerina, yes, there was the issue with the Kryptons. I'm hearing that from 2 sources, so yes, that much can be stood for. That doesn't make sense. And perhaps he didn't think because of our court relations already, maybe he didn't think that it would work to reach to us directly. But also, the demons have already worked crummy enough. That's the problem. Enough of it lines up. Where I do believe this book is truthful. Instead, I have to play mildly oblivious. So if I reach out to Merle, if I see even just the basic fact that she signed off on this, that requires action, that requires response. I just want to tend to my stupid little farm things. Yoink. That's all I want to do. I want to do more. Let's see if Mateus is home. What's the other thing? Perhaps it really isn't wise for me to go with Celica. Also, it's not wise to send her alone, and I need an acting advisor here. So if she needs to take a 3-day vacation home, then so blighted be it. I need to make sure that she makes it back in one piece. Regardless, I need to get my actual court on the same page that, hey, perhaps the DiMartinos aren't everything you speak of them. A whisper of them, even. Give me vampires. No? Nobody? Well, it's not the worst. So, Rosalind's home. Mateus is here with us. Vestment's obviously not a concern. Violet's going to side with Cindralune and Cerulean just to be an asshole to me. It's not something I can say in front of anybody else, but anything Violet can do to inconvenience me, Violet does. So it shocks me none if that is the path that Violet takes. This one's obviously not a concern. Tell you what, Vicky's not a concern. Ridiculous. Celica, already handled. Marjorie has a freakish obsession with knighthood so far. Perhaps that's harsh. I don't know if it's... What the Okay. She's taken her knight role seriously. I can say that much. That much is fair. That much is true. She has taken to standing guard. She has taken to trying to follow me and advise me, which is more than I would expect of an acting knight here. She'll have my back. I mean, she was hesitant on the stupid raccoons. That's nothing. That's raccoons. I don't care. So who else? Sabrina's handled. Willow's a concern. Okay. Alright, I need letters.